This is a blackberry lemon. Pretty good, to be honest with you. Okay, well, it's a good week of preparation so far. Should be a beautiful day here Saturday at 12 o'clock. I'm hopeful that we can get a great crowd out there. Saturday, 12 p.m., Pac-12 game, Arizona Stadium. Kids can come out. It's not going to be late. Have a chance to be able to get all of our students out there and then have a great Saturday night afterwards. Have a chance to be able to maybe have 2 weeks in a row of incredible crowds. So that would be pretty awesome if we can do that. I think our players would appreciate it. I know our coaches would appreciate it. And hopefully our entire fan base will appreciate being out there. I think we also have a chance to be able to fill the student section again. And if we can get the Zona Zoo packed up and rowdy, ready to go, that would be a lot of fun as well. So I'm hopeful that we have a great crowd on Saturday. Very tough opponent, very good team, 6-4. They've played great defense, one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the Pac-12. They keep teams to low scores. You can see that in almost all of their games. Teams are under about 21 points, 24 points a game. And we know we got our work cut out for us. I think they have a great scheme. They're very disciplined, and we certainly will be challenged. We'll be challenged on their offensive side of it. They run the very fast-paced offense, spread the field, wide splits, and challenge you in both the run and the pass. So excited about this game for our team, for our players. I know our players are excited about this game, and it's a big challenge. We have not won 2 games in a row here since October 5th of 2019. So we have to do everything we can to get that done.
Dan Henley impact that side of the ball for Washington State?
No, I mean, I think they have all sorts of players that are impactful in everything that, and what they do and how they challenge you in all phases. I think that we have to be prepared for all of their players. No one player in particular, but we certainly recognize the talent that he has and what he can do.
You guys really leaned on Michael Wiley in a major way this last game and really have all season. What does he bring to the table offensively?
I think Michael has the skill set to be able to be a very versatile running back. So his ability to pass catch, pass protect, and run downfield is really, to be all three things. To be a great runner, to be a great pass blocker, to be a great pass receiver, allows you to kind of be a triple threat in a lot of ways. What he's able to do, I think last week, if I remember correctly, he had 21 carries for 97 yards and then additional 6 catches. That's a pretty good workload. And what he can do is he gives you the chance to be able to do whatever you want with him in the game. You could use him in any capacity. We've lined him up as a wide receiver, so to speak, in empty formations. We've brought him back in and give him tight handoffs and everything in between. So love having Mike with us. I think I've been usually give him a game ball based on his production, usually on the games that we have won, or he's been named the Wildcat of the Week based upon, it's called all of his stuff that he does on and off the field. Mike's a really good player.
Have there been any moments during practice where we referenced earlier in the week about trying to keep this as a regular game that Jaden maybe has looked like he's pressing or anything?
Nope. I think Jaden has handled himself extremely well all week long. I think that he's excited about playing another Saturday. It's an opportunity for him to put back-to-back games together. And that was one of the things that we talked to him about. His Washington and USC back-to-back was very productive. He had 2 very good games in a row. There was a bye week in between those 2. And now there's an opportunity for him to go back-to-back with no bye week and have 2 of his best games in a row, regardless of opponent. And that has been our focus. It's been our focus with him all week long. It's been our focus with him in in terms of his preparation, whether it be in the training room, the meeting room, or the practice field.
You had no idea of knowing at the time that he'd end up here, but you played against him last year, and he did really well. What did you think of him as a player, like after that game?
Yeah, I thought he was special throughout the whole game. That was not a great environment at that moment with the weather that night. It was it was cold, it was blustery, it was foggy, there was some snow coming down, and he was on fire, really. You could tell that the weather didn't affect him. He had 4 touchdowns in the game. He made a couple plays with his feet on our sideline where he scrambled up to the left, which was about a 21-yard gain, I believe. He had great control. He threw beautiful inside fade touchdown pass to his slot receiver 2 different times. And you could just sense what I loved most about watching him play was the confidence that he played with in that game. And the confidence he plays in now. But at the time, I didn't know he was going to be our quarterback. But he just plays with moxie. He plays with confidence, and he played with it there on that Friday night, the second to last game of the season, and then been playing with it here.
What's the key to being able to defend an air raid that is running a lot lately?
Well, what they've been able to do is they've been able to make you spread out defensively, and then they've had a very good box count to be able to run the ball and run the ball against zone coverages. And teams have been removing safeties, which is now, and play with 2 high safety, cover 2 and cover 4, which has now allowed them to be able to get positive yards downhill. What you have to do to defend a team like that is you have to give them different looks on defense. You can't just say we're going to force them to run it because they've shown that they can do that successfully. A lot of times you want to say, all right, we'll take away their best thing and make them play left-handed, so to speak, is what Coach Belichick would always say. Make a team play left-handed, make them play with. But these guys have shown that they could run the ball just as well as they can throw it right now these last few weeks. So you've got to be able to do both. You've got to be able to force their hand a little bit and just know that if you give them a certain look, you have to expect a certain offensive play call.
Roberts also got hurt in the game last year at Washington State. What do you make of his road to recovery and the impact that he's had on the younger players this year?
Yeah, it was the first play of the game, first play of the game, I think it was, that he broke his leg, which is, you're talking about November breaking your leg, and yet still made it back for spring ball. And I think that what he did in regards to his road to recovery helped our younger players understand what you have to do if you're hurt. He stayed here during Christmas break and worked the whole Christmas break on his lower body to try to get his leg strong enough that he could participate in some of the winter workouts. During winter workouts, he focused and concentrated on his ability to get stronger and get more confident on that leg so he could participate in spring ball. We have all these freshmen that were coming in last year in January. I think it was like 14 maybe of freshmen, plus we also had our transfers coming in. When they see the guy that was your starting linebacker get hurt and then fight to get back, and then so far has been able to take almost every snap on defense that we've asked of him to take, it really shows somebody determined and somebody dedicated to wanting to be an Arizona Wildcat football player.
You always talk about, or every coach or player talks about the next man up mentality. You're in that situation with Jordan Morgan. However, there aren't like a bunch of Jordan Morgans walking around on planet Earth or on this campus. So how do you envision that absence or that loss affecting the offensive line?
Well, there's no question that when you look at a guy like a Jordan Morgan and the production that Jordan has had as a starting left tackle and his size, his speed, his athleticism, his abilities, they're not easy just to replace. Sam has done a great job stepping in. He's played, I think, close to 330 snaps this season at 4 of the 5 different positions on the offensive line. When you can do that, there's certainly a confidence rather than throwing somebody in there that hasn't had that type of experience. Sam has done really well preparing. Sam's an older player. He's not a younger player. So when it comes to going in to replace an older player, he has confidence. And he went against the top 10 team last week and had to play, I believe it was 66 snaps in the game. So I have confidence in Sam 100%, and I also know that our whole offensive line will step up to provide support.
Do you have an update on Parrish Shand?
Yeah, Paris is still day-to-day right now, still waiting to get a final idea if he can participate or not in the game.
Okay, that's our time.
Okay. Thanks, guys.